Process by process, month after month, you're going to grow a spirit that is unoffended, and that is going to help you in your conflict resolution, because by the time you go to talk to this person, you're calm.
For things that you can avoid, try to avoid. As
I was coming for this shoot, and something happened. He was a little bit bitter, but you know what I told him? Sweetie, I love you.
Woman that can take your spotlight. If I wrote you a symphony, just to say how much you mean to me, what would you do if I told you you were beautiful?
Hello, welcome to Wives Rising. Marriage is not a straight line,
but every day we strive to make it straight.
My name is Beatrice Chimpi.
I'm Sandra Lubanga. Barbara Emiru.
Karine,
and we are
Wives Rising.
Welcome back. If you are an old subscriber, we want to welcome you so much back again to this place. Thank you for coming. If you're new here, please, thank you for coming. Please consider subscribing. And if you're not new, you're old but you've never subscribed, what are you waiting for? You keep checking on us, you keep thinking that we have something for you, but you're not subscribing. Kindly subscribe, comment, like, share, tell a friend that there is a family there of women who love marriage, who advocate for marriage. If you're single, you are looking up to, getting married one time, this is the place for you. If you're already married, you're struggling in your marriage, you feel you're suffocating, you feel you want to throw in the towel, this is the place for you. Please don't throw in the towel.
Your married friends are calling you to join the family. Please
join the family. Thank you for coming. And today we are going to be talking about a very rather important topic, and that is conflict resolution in marriage. It is very hard for you to be married and you don't deal with conflicts. It's after some time when conflicts reduce, but early on I feel like conflicts are quite many because we are two people from different backgrounds, from different tribes. Some people go ahead to even have different religions, so just know that the conflicts are going to be quite many, and so they are inevitable. How best can we resolve conflicts, starting from minor to huge conflicts? One of the things that I've found very useful to me, that has worked for me, is being able to speak about the thing that is hurting me directly to my partner, speaking my mind, rather than keeping quiet about it and expecting that this person is going to read you or is going to somehow understand that your heart or this thing that he normally does hurts you. And that is coming from a person like me. Like if you're an OG of this channel, you know very well that I'm a very quiet person. I do not, when you see me have an argument like a spontaneous one, then no, I don't know which state I am, but majority of the time, 98% of the time, I will see something and I will keep quiet. It will be very, very hard for you to know that something has hurt me. But what does that do? It builds a lot of anger. That the time that when I come and speak about something, I have like 10. And then very angry and I'm bursting, and this person is just looking at me and like, I just did something small and you're bursting. But that is because I keep a lot of things to myself. So it's very important that you speak directly, you learn how to speak directly about what you're arguing about, what is hurting you.
For me, the moment I understood that I'm not marrying an angel, Mr. Emil is not an angel. And he doesn't read minds. He's not going to be there and think, for him it will be peaceful. There are those things that we see on Instagram of the ladies like mad and quiet, doesn't want to talk to the husband, but the husband is saying, oh, today the house is very quiet and peaceful. For you, you're quiet. So he's not an angel. Speak out so that he can understand what you're angry about.
And me, another thing that I want to encourage our viewers. First of all, thank you so much for giving us feedback, for commenting. We do appreciate. We get these topics from you. We want to say thank you in a special way. Since the first years of marriage, we are cementing the ground. We are learning. These conflicts come really, really, really a lot, and we fight a lot. To be honest, with our experiences, we fought, we cried, we considered, we did all that. But one thing I've, in my experience, is to stay open-minded. Open your mind to the positive thing that, yeah, him telling me that Karinda place is not clean, he's not attacking me. He's just telling me. If he's commenting about anything, to me, I receive it as, wow, Bambi, he has really, he's helping me out.
Yes.
So stay open-minded. Don't be rigid.
And argue about it instead.
No, don't be
Defending
offensive.
yourself.
Always you're being on the offensive side. Be open-minded. Receive feedback, whether negative or positive. Because in marriage is not a straight line.
Yes.
And we are not perfect.
True,
We are not perfect.
Also-
Ladies, even our men are not perfect. So kindly stay open-minded. Receive every feedback. Even if you're from the village, you did whatever that you did, and he's like, but the way you were presenting the food on the dining, my father's house, it was not good. Hey, oh, sorry, next time better.
Karen, on that point, sometimes because we're not open-minded, this is why our men don't tell us the wrong things.
Yes.
Because they fear that when I tell her, she's going to
cut wires.
exactly. Now, because
Become offensive.
the other day he told you, but the way you arranged the dining was not good. Can you do it this way? And you take offense. You're going to do a mistake. He's going to be hurt, like not comfortable about it, but he will not tell you because he will think you're going to get mad, and then you'll be complaining, my husband doesn't communicate. But we blocked him in the first place. So let us be careful.
That is really very
Actually, actually, in our past video about respect, what we were talking about, the reason why sometimes you don't earn respect from our men, because so many times you're told something, but you're always negative, you're always hiding.
Yes.
So trust me, you're not open-minded, a person will be, oh, you're getting up. I remember in our past videos, OG, if you're on OG, you watched it. I believe you watched this video when I hosted my friends in our house, and the husband, the way he praised the food. But this friend of mine, she's open-minded. Guess what she did? She called me, Karini, how did you prepare the food? How did you not tell me? But because she's open-minded, she's a good cook. Even that's how we started our marriages. Me, I'm not a good cook, I'll not deceived. But guess what? I learned from my friends. They used to be open to me, and me, I receive feedback usually. I receive feedback. Yes.
Another key thing to resolve conflict is not to blame your partner or not blaming yourselves. When you bring in blame games in your relationship, you'll find that you will never solve any conflict. Reason being, you're always pinpointing each other. Even a minor thing, you begin blaming each other. For example, why is that water there? Who cooked this? Why is the food tasting like this? Why is this one? So you're over blaming each other over petty things. Like you're not appreciative. You always pick out the wrong things. You know people who always pick out the wrong things. For example, a pen is down there. Who has thrown the pen? Why? Are you just seeing it? Why are you doing so and so? You always find a reason to blame your spouse.
But also, do you know that there are people who never appreciate. They don't see the good, but they are always in the negative.
Yes.
So when you say a good thing, speak about the good thing and then mention the negative.
Yes, even though, okay, appreciation, it's also a character. Some people are not appreciative. But instead of picking out and blaming someone, at least keep quiet. Have you ever seen, as we grow up, there are so many wrong things that we see, even at our workplaces, have you ever seen when the person you sit with in office has done something wrong, like, I saw it, I was like, let me keep quiet. Because the moment you bring it out, it's going to be fire. So it's the same spirit that we need in our families, in our marriages. Like, when you say something, you know your character, but we're talking about resolving a conflict. If you see like your tone you use, remove that. You're commanding, and then the person's like, you're always blaming me. Have you ever seen people come say, he's always blaming me for this? And then the person's like, how do I blame her? How? Like the person even doesn't realize that you're blaming, but it comes on the tone. So what I advise here, you try to keep her like, hey, who put this pen here? Not, why? What have you been doing? What is this? Yeah? Because you find with that kind of attitude in home, you'll never resolve anything. Because you always make the other person to be hyper. You know that tone that you bring in, it sets also the sum, it gives that person a pace. When you come with fire, also the other person brings fire. When you come, the other person also gets it, becomes calm. Yeah? So you always set the pace at which you want to resolve your conflicts.
Yes. Also, I would say that when you have an argument, stick to the point. If today you're arguing about money, yeah,
You love money.
I love money. When the argument is about money, let us talk about money and we finish that topic. Don't add other. Even last week you did like this. Even last week you did like this. I always said there is on my bridal shower. There's a lady who brought me a dustpan and a broom. It was small, but the information she gave me, usually I carry. Now these days I carry the dustpan and something else because that lesson stuck with me. When you sweep your house, you sweep the dust and take it to the dustbin. After some time, you go back and get the dustbin from the dustbin. No. That is the same thing with arguments. When you discuss about money and you have closed that chapter, next argument, don't bring back the money issue.
What if they do it again?
No,
remember the same thing?
Yes, you talked about it and...
No, okay, what I can say, if it is the same thing, it can be money issue, like you say. You're arguing about money, maybe the way you handle finances. I gave you 1 million, maybe 500,000, take care of the home for a whole month, but you always, money will never be enough. So what a person can say, even last month, money was not enough. Even the other month, money was not enough. But there's that, money is not enough, and then another thing. But you're always even doing this, you're always making unnecessary shopping, unnecessary shit. You know, you stick, if it is money issue, I think that's what Baba is saying. If it's money issue, let it be money issue. Money. It can be a repetitive thing of money, but it is money. There is mixing money with manners or morals. But even your morals, you're misusing money.
It happens a lot, mostly if you've not learned how to resolve conflict. Where, I don't know if men do it, but women, like even when someone is trying to, to be like, hey, I think it's okay. No, even last time. Let me tell you, it's not even about money only. Even you can be there and then you shout at me at people in public. The other day we're in the word, like you mix, like you can those problems will never get solved because you don't reach an agreement or a resolution.
Now, for me, let me tell you something. The problem that I faced in the beginning, at some point I feared to communicate when I was hurt because I didn't want us to get into an argument. So what causes that and how do you get rid of that? Because yes, I am hurt, but let me just leave it. I don't want us to argue about it, and yet it is hurting.
Yet it is hurting.
Yes.
It is the first thing that we talked about, the open-minded. And another thing I would add, this is a new point, appreciate the fact that your partner is, how can I bring it, like he's not, good intentions. Good intentions towards you. Don't
think it's negative.
Yeah, don't first place first appreciate the fact that this person, he loves you so much. That is why he's giving you this feedback.
Yeah, actually.
You get it.
So I should not.
Yes.
You judge. You think for the person. Even
so don't fear to bring it out because you fear arguments. And arguments, by the way, it is growth. The more you fight, you're growing. The more you fight, you're growing. The more you fight, you're growing.
How you do it is what
matters. Open your spirit. Talk about it positively. Perceive leave the blame game. Express yourself positively. I mean, be the person like this person loves me. That's why we're going to
actually even say thank you for the feedback. I'm going to work upon, acknowledge it. By the way, also acknowledging is also another point to help you resolve conflict. Acknowledge your mistake. The moment you hold your mistake, it helps you also as a couple or as a partner to grow. But the moment you keep on saying no, defending, I think Vice Karen talked about it. when you keep on defending yourself, even the wrong thing that you know, there are some people who say, how can I accept
That is not me.
You know? But when you acknowledge, even your partner will say, okay,
Hashtag it.
and then you work on it.
Sorry, I have something to say about this. What is it?
Put it out.
It's easier said than done. It's easy to tell someone when
Take offense.
Taking offense is going to be another point. But it's easy to tell someone that when he's not having bad intentions, it is true he's not bad having it. So I'm adding on what she had because I also had it. It is a defensive mechanism because our husbands, in most cases, I don't know for others, for me, I married someone who, it took me long to know it's for good intentions. Like, baby, what if something happens? Like, he's looking out for you. So another time is to avoid this argument of why I go without telling him, I will not even tell him at all that I had someone that
I know.
You get. But I want to put something that came in my mind when Karin was saying, growth in marriage is so sweet. Growth to the extent that one day my husband said, but you know, this is the first time we're talking about things like this when you're exchanging.
And he was happy about it.
He was happy. And how did that come? Don't hide on your feelings. I know you're a woman right there and you're still in your journey of growth in marriage on how to, you're like Barbara, you're like Beatrice, you don't want to start an argument, you know, you know, because he's telling you the truth. So you start taking offense. For me, I shielded myself. I said, now I have to go in this thing. To the extent that right now when I look back, I feel like it's, if my husband doesn't tell me, if a disagreement or a conflict doesn't happen about this thing and we resolve it, we will never get over it. Like, you'll always stay in the same place. But you know how sweet it is for you to talk and dialogue, and then you come to a conclusion, and everyone is like the way Karin is with the husband. To be with be with them.
Me, I reached a point, I told my husband, you know what? Sometimes because they say we are still thinking about it, and I don't want to answer there and then. I was like, okay, I will talk. At least
Anyway.
I get it.
Yes.
Then when you feel like you want to like you have digested, then you talk back. But for me, when I feel it at that point, ngenda chikugamba.
In conflict resolution, it requires you as a person to grow. You yourself. You know that tone, we talked about that tone. Acquire the gentle spirit. Acquire this kindness thing that Galatians 5:22 talks about. Come in a good way. Come with good intentions, first of all. Last time. You're expressing yourself, but in a gentle,
quiet way.
In a kind, in a loving, with an open mind, with every good intentions. Trust me, you cannot have.
But also, if you feel like it is too much, put it in a text.
Yeah, some of us will
You're
not
going back
write.
to texts.
Why she's saying text? Because we have different temperaments. Some people are outspoken, like Karin is outspoken, she will tell you there and then. Like we talked about that some time back. Some of us will not tell you there and then, but would write there and then. So it's better to write than to keep quiet and it piles.
Carly, me, I'm going to talk to a person who is now the one who feels like they're offended. This has happened to me so many times. The recent one, I can't put it out on air. It was funny, but the people who I confide in, I told them. It was so good that it found me in a season where I was, seeking God.
And you had wives rising.
I think that thing was too big, and because I had already exploded and made some, when you explode, anger is not a good thing when you're trying to resolve conflict. Anger is just going to increase the fire. For you coming to Mwami and Miru when let me tell you, you think it's going to do anything about it. Actually, it's going to offended. So this one is being offended. Try to grow a spirit that is unoffended.
Wow.
It is not easy, but it's like you take baby steps. Today you intend and say, I always tell this man not to leave these shoes here. Tomorrow when he leaves them there, first compose yourself, keep quiet and say, God, I want to become unoffended. Take the shoes gladly. process by process, month after month, you're going to grow a spirit that is unoffended, and that is going to help you in your conflict resolution, because by the time you go to talk to this person, you're calm. Another thing, you're not going to have a lot of conflicts. Like, I mean, you're going to be you know, someone Miss X says, nasanze mwami chimpi receptionist, where I know kubanga amanda, I know now no jealousy, no, how could they have told me there is a receptionist? That's not the best way. Be unoffended. Don't take offense about anything immediately.
I have a testimony after you finish.
So, some things, if you really think you need to talk about them, calm down, then talk. If others, you feel like this is minor, I'll not get a conflict out of it, just leave it, be unoffended.
Yes, exactly.
And when you be unoffended, forget even, don't be like you're unoffended, but again, sometimes you have to remember it.
Before Karen comes in, actually what I'm to add on, for things that you can avoid, try to avoid, as long as they're not affecting you psychologically.
Yes.
Try to avoid them. Like that example you used for shoes. If you've talked to him several times, grab the shoes, put them on the rack where they're supposed to be. Do it so many times. Do you know he can come to look for his shoes? Like, I left my shoes here. Oh, pause, I forgot. She took them. Then another day, I forgot. Then it will come back to him. Oh, we talked about this. I'm not acting, and she's acting about it positively. And trust me, if he's a change maker, he will change.
The times you have nailed the towel, honey, the towel, put it here. Honey, that towel.
Yes.
That towel. You keep singing that song until then.
Yes, keep the song. Keep the song.
Enjoy it.
Sing.
Honey, that towel.
Sing. Hey.
You're just...
you even sing and stop, and then you start doing. And he will do it.
He will
do it.
He will. Like today, I was coming for this shoot. And something happened. But my husband wanted to bring out, but he was a little bit bitter. But you know what I told him? Sweetie, I love you.
Anger management.
And all the things you're saying, just know my intentions are so good. Sweetie, I love you.
Yeah. I can't say it enough.
I have something.
You are so
But
right.
guess what, guys? It was serious. Just like Beatrice. I cannot air it out. And he's watching. But I told him, sweetie, with all that.
That is
Because
also
it's on his lip. Guess what? Something
Wait,
happened.
that deserves a clap.
He can even
Why?
tell you twirly, but in the exercise he's even smiling.
Yeah.
Twirly, but
And
then
like
he
my
smiles.
intentions are so good. Sweetie, I love you. But then
Let me tell you one thing that I've always told my husband. When we had just gotten married, his strength, like his tone and what used to annoy me. But when I became not easily offended, like I grew at that spirit. These days, whenever even he chokes, I don't even know why you guys have to do this and this. That is, by the way, that is how wise men act. That's how we've always spoken about it here on the channel. That is how intelligent leaders, men are aggressive like that. You just don't take offense when your husband is like that.
Because you married a bright
That is him. So what I do, I'm like, but then let me tell you, the reason why I love you so much and why I hate you, because you speak like that. And what you told me, I'm really sorry. And then how do they call it? Like ice were melting, like someone melts and the argument even stops there. But
yes,
it works so much, ladies. Just try it.
Yes.
He gets annoyed.
With the mindset, character development, brother muscle, be kind.
Yes.
Love your marriage. Carry good intentions.
Yeah.
The stuff will be a katogo, but only that I woke up late.
Yes.
That is the reason why.
Really?
I'm giving you reason why. Why I did not cook like katogo. You're arguing about it, but kindly, I woke up late, and the fact that I'm going for a shoot.
Ate nkwagala nnyo.
Banana nkwagala naye was rising. Amazing.
Chenjagala okwogera.
Manyi kyogenda okwogera. Kimanyi.
I want to talk about this as women when we overcry with these intention matters. You want to communicate, honey, kakati otandikira wokaba. Are you using the maziga trappinga musajja kusonyiwa mangu abakyala mukaba n'abakyala
Some women are emotional.
mukendezeko ku maziga amaziga gamwe gabere nga wokaba manya okabidde ensonga me I don't cry
No, because
the time I cry the husband knows
Because you're hard-hearted.
yes.
but there are women everything
Some of us will grow up crying.
this men take now yakaba
Crying baby.
nze wenkabidde manya nno ensonga so amaziga gamwe mugavaluwinge sometimes
By the way, okay,
akunyiza tomulaga nnyo ziga every time you crying
I know, yeah, that is also a point by the Beatrice.
Nze mbadde manyi kale Barbara kituufu. But
But you think
No, that's a,
kankwogerere.
no, you know, let me
Barbara's voice. In Barbara's
voice.
voice. I know she's going to support me. Sex resolves conflict.
it does
Oba tamulinza akyogere takyogera. Akyogere.
you people kale nze olumu mbasaga neyo kama yatonda akantu but it is good
So
it does
the truth is it works like magic. It works like magic. If a man knows how to use it when he's the one who has offended, it resolves conflict. But also women, we are talking to the women right now. If you know how to use it, and you know that for sure today this one, no, I don't know bamuyitawa. Just try. He's going to just and afterwards be intentional. When you finish, then you bring up the
apologize.
Yeah, I apologize.
You apologize,
I did
otherwise.
this. I used all the money that you gave me.
Otherwise, it might become a norm. Always apologize, especially if you're in wrong, and do not wait for your partner sometimes to tell you. If you know you're the one in wrong, you've done something wrong, do not wait for the conflict to arise. Apologize there and then. You gave an example of money. You know the money was supposed to be for A, B, C, D, but somehow you diverted it. Just go and say, honey, I'm sorry.
About my
I don't know what has happened to me, but I've done this and this and this. After sitting, I realized that what I've done is not right. It is really wrong. Please, I'm sorry, but if you can fix it, actually you can fix it. If you cannot fix it, then you forge your way forward.
Like as she's speaking, I'm remembering all those instances where I'm going to tell someone, this is out of experience. Even when you apologize, he's going to respond and maybe be annoyed, but he's not going to be as annoyed as if
has found out. Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yes.
So for you, again, yes, honey, take it, then I am sorry.
No, I don't know kugamba. What? Why did you do it?
Yes, baby. Take it. I'm sorry.
You argue about that in a calm way because that argument cannot be like the aftermath.
No.
That argument of there and then it's a bit soft.
I give an example.
Yes, give Beatrice.
When I just started driving or learning how to drive, I did whatever you also did. I don't know, every woman does it. When you have one car and then this one day they give you the car, but I don't know what was wrong with me, but I would be like, oh, now how do I tell him? You come back with a bump, red. But every time I don't know why I wouldn't be able to tell him that, it was so hard. And this is the car he's going to drive. Oh, but why don't you say that you
just stop it and keep quiet?
Yes, and that was really bad.
And for me, it was like Bobby saying that you were avoiding a conflict. You knew that he's going to quarrel so much, so you could feel like, oh my God, I'm dead. But after some time, I learned that Beatrice, carry these days, like I learned, and I'm like,
and the way they love their cars.
Yeah. Men love cars. Me, I thank God it has never happened to me for all the time that I've been driving. It has never happened to me. Yes, I'm lucky. But if it happens, for example, me Multiplex got me in, actually the first car he bought for me. He told me, this car, they are demanding it money, because it was second-hand car. They are demanding it money for parking. Never, ever, ever take it to town and park.
Sandra took it.
I took it to town. I took it down. When I leave capital shoppers like this, I find when the Multiplex guys had put their thing, I had to look for them. I did not have money, and we had to pay the fine of 400,000 there and then. But me, what I did.
Meanwhile, Sandra
Hey,
and he has to pay. Of course. And yeah, but me, what I do in such scenarios, I call him immediately. I apologize there and then. Because I know kawedemu, and I don't want it to turn the other way around. Yeah? Because he will be so bitter. First of all, he won't me. Second, I've not listened. I followed my instincts. So if I cannot solve it, and
you
even
had a lot of crimes, and you didn't say when you were taking that car.
So me, if it's me getting those scratches, actually, I would call before I reach home, because I know I know we all know men love their cars. So if you've given the car, even though it's your car and he has bought it for you, yeah, you call immediately. You know, as the border guy has hit me. So by the time you reach home, just imagine if he's going to open the gate for you and he sees the number plate is being he's like, hey, when I ever could have made that, you know, it is kind of minor than him opening the gate. So it is also helpful to keep communication as a key thing for conflict resolution.
You guys still talking, and I was looking at Beatrice the way she does it. Me, I've always been like that.
First of all, I wouldn't say sorry. But
sorry.
me, I would say that sorry from inside. Would not come out. I didn't know even how. I would feel that sorry is too big to come out.
Me, by
you can't even say sorry.
Actually, I knew when covered them the element of Kugwam. I'm on camera, but I would have, you know.
You would have nailed.
Thank God for marriage, because you're learning. What are those conflicts you're facing in marriage? What have you done? Comment down below so that we can learn from you.
Yes, we want to hear from your viewers.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.